going on, YouTube? Back here doing stuff with plants again. This time, figured I was just about to mix up some Masterblend. Figured I'd go ahead and grab you guys and bring you on along. And don't really see many people. I think Kang did, but I don't see many other people. Maybe I'm just not subscribed or haven't paid attention or something. But mix up some Masterblend. So I like to take my Masterblend gallon here, and yeah, I already got some Masterblend in there. What I like to do is throw some water in the bottom here, and in this instance, apparently I put that much water in there. You can tell by the color change because I got Masterblend in there. And I like to put that with pretty warm water, like almost hot water. And that's where I start with my mix. And so like I said, I already did the Masterblend itself. I've already got that stuff in there. That one, I mix up my variations on my blends every time I do them. This time I'm doing, I've already done, I should say, 3 grams of the Masterblend. So I've got 3 grams down there. Got my goofy little scale. I like to use, I got some parchment paper and measuring spoon, and I don't know, I was just trying to figure out what I was going to do for Kalnai, and we're gonna go ahead and let's see what we come up with here. 2.8, that seems a little high. How about, let's just scale it back a little bit. Whoops. Go back, 2.7, 2.6, back a little bit. 2.6. That's close enough. So, but this little parchment paper, also, if you notice on the scale itself, if I can move that over, got this, there's 3 buttons on here. You've got mode, on, off, and tear. If you put your parchment paper on there, usually what I do is I put it on there, then turn the scale on. That usually just goes ahead and, evens out the scale. But if you turn it on first, put your parchment paper on, it'll read like, oh yeah, it's like 0.03 or whatever. You hit the tear button, that just levels it out as like 0. And then, that way you can actually do that. Like I said, I'm going, apparently, just go ahead and take a couple of these off of there. Still 2.7. What's up with that? Still 2.7. Alright, we're still going with that. Whatever. I think it was supposed to be 332 grams, that is. 3 grams Masterblend, 3 grams Kalnai, and 2 grams of magnesium sulfate, which is Epsom salt. But I think this time I'm going to go with, 3 grams Masterblend, and then we're going to go 2.7 apparently for the Kalnai, and then we're going to go for, I don't know, about 2 of the magnesium sulfide. So I'm going to go ahead, add this stuff right into my hot water. Like I said, I made that about the hottest water that I can make out of there. I'll show you here in a second, but I like to do a small amount of really hot water, add all my stuff to it, mix it all up really good, because then it actually mixes. Whenever you do just room temperature or cold water, it tends to have a bunch of floaters all in the bottom, and it doesn't really mix up and everything like that. But if you use hot water, it seems to go ahead and break it down really quick. So that's how I'm going to do it. Again, let me add this stuff right in there, and we'll move on. Alrighty, well now I've got the magnesium sulfide in there. We're leveled out to 0. Parchment paper is still on there. Go for some of this Epsom salt. Let's see here. Oh, just a little bit more. Oops. Oh, look at that. And the scale will bounce around. Oh, there you go. The scale will bounce around. It'll like do 2, 2.1, stuff like that, but that should be good enough. Add that on in there. Let's move on, shall we? Alrighty. Now, everything's in there in my hot water solution. Give it a nice shake up and everything with my thumb over the lid, because if you don't, sometimes that lid will pop off. But I like to do that kind of thing. Look at the bottom. Doesn't tend to be anything, any solids that is, in the very bottom, so should be good to go. Alright, and now I've got that much water at the very bottom there. That is actually pretty warm. It's actually making the plastic a little, well, you know, what do you want to call that? It's actually moving around pretty easily because, yeah, it's a little warm. So now it's time, well, and again, like I was saying, I like to use really hot water for the initial thing, and that's why that's only up to right here. That's all hot water. It can mix it all up and everything. Now it's time to go ahead and raise the level all the way up to 1 gallon, and we do that with really cold water, because now it's all mixed up. Now all you need to do is dilute this small amount of solution here at the bottom. It's the way I've found that tends to be the best way. So now we get to move on and add some cold water. Alright. We got this stuff all mixed up. It's actually nice and cool now. I don't know if that's in the video, but it's actually a little bit cool. I went ahead and filled it the rest of the way up with like cold water. And what do you know? A little tiny bit of hot water versus a lot of cold water, and we've got practically room temperature water, which is perfect. So now we are ready to go ahead and give some of these guys some water. Selectively pick a few of these guys. And like I have said in the past, man, I hate when all this stuff leaks out of the cup. Always happens when you first do it. Like I've said in the past, these cups have these little lines on them. You got the little tiny line here at the bottom. You've got another line right up here. That line right here, whatever this line is, middle of my finger, that is the line I like to feed to. These guys are actually a little bit small, or maybe that's going to show up a little bit better. So in that case, and this is actually pretty dry. It's not, it's all pretty dry. I like to keep my soil very dry. So I'm going to go a little above that. So let's go ahead. I don't know. I don't know metric system, but that looks about a millimeter or so above that. Maybe it's a centimeter. I don't know. But I also like to try to coerce it to go ahead and go down the cup, because like I just showed, I had some garbage in the bottom of the cup, which was like perlite and stuff like that, which will keep the cup from going all the way down. So I want to make sure that it, you know, twist it and everything, make sure it's got a good decent seal. Right now we've got water level approximately about up in here somewhere, which for that plant size, that's going to be just fine. So we'll save all these little guys. This guy's not looking so hot. This guy I'm actually a little concerned about. I'm going to go ahead, look, this one actually has a little tiny bit of liquid in there. If that's even showing up, I can't tell, but it's got a little tiny bit, so we're just going to do a little bit extra, a little bit more, just to make sure, because this was one of the guys that the 2 true leaves have already fallen off of it, and they were curling up like it was not a good idea. So we'll do that, move this guy out of the way, we'll come back to that. Look at this guy. That one's all drooping and everything. That's what I like to see. The weight of the cup feels like there's nothing in there right now, so get some of this garbage out. And this one we're going to go just a little bit above the line. The other ones I like a little bit more. This guy's obviously a little bit taller than the rest, so it's got to have deeper roots. So go ahead and make sure that it's firmly seated. Yeah, it's good to go. And I'm not pushing down on the cup. I'm just turning it as the water's soaking up into it. There's a difference. If you just push the cup down, more than likely the water will come up the outside cup and try to leak out of the outside cup. You don't want to do that. You just kind of want to move it around, and that way the liquid will be soaking right up in. Come back to that guy. Ooh, this little guy, definitely, oh man, that's dry as a bone. That's how most of mine are whenever it's time to start feeding. And this guy's a little small, so I'm going to go a little bit above that one. And, I mean, as I'm saying, I'm not really pushing down. I'm just kind of spinning the cup there. Look at that. Going down, down, almost there, almost. Okay, that's pretty much there. So that should be good. Oh man, that feels nice and weighty. This guy, oh man, this one's bone dry too, huh? No, got a little bit of stuff in there. I'm going to pour that in over here. We don't need that stuff. That didn't look good. This guy, it's a little bit tall. Go a little bit over my magic line there. And again, just give it a spin. That one went down real quick, so it needed some water. This guy, not looking so hot. Come back to that in a second. Look, here's another example. See all the difference in the cups? That's because we've got some garbage in there. Got some perlite down there. Just get rid of that. And, yeah, you can see some of the dirt on the outside there. So, go ahead and feed this guy. A little bit more. It's a nice little fella. There we go. Next. How about this little guy? Beautiful. A little bit extra. They're all brand new, so a little bit extra water isn't, Masterblend isn't that big of a deal, especially when they're that little. Move on to another sugar rush here. These guys can grow up nice and tall. It's a little over. There we go. Now, there we go. Beautiful. That should be perfect. Next guy, this is one of the one guy, I don't know if that's showing up, but this is the one guy that's all curling up and everything. I gave him some water on the top here earlier today. It's bone dry, and that was earlier today, and it is, I don't know, it feels like it has a little bit of water weight, but not much. So let's see if we can bring this guy back. I'm not sure if we can, but do a little extra water in there. Never know. I'll waste a little bit of Masterblend on him this time. Maybe not next time. But, alright, next guy, another sugar rush here. This one has a little bit of water in the bottom, just a little. I'm going a little bit over on this guy. But, again, all of my soil is like bone dry on top. Just give it a couple little spins. That one's actually taking a little bit to soak up all the water, but we're getting there. See, I pushed down on it, I got some water on my fingers. See, that's not what you're trying to do. You just want that to soak up from the bottom of the cup. Alright, now it's time for these littler guys. Oh man, this one, well, actually has some water in there. I was going to say it feels like it's bone dry, but it's not. Get a little bit. Go ahead, throw that guy over there. I'll give him a spin once we're done here. Just want to speed up this process a little bit. There's this guy. This one's got a little bit of water in it. Ahijabito here. What? Are you kidding me? Look at that. I already got roots growing out of there. That's only that big. I just transplanted this like a few days ago. So that's pretty crazy to me. That was probably way too much right there. Actually, let me get another one. I think that was too much. I don't know if that's showing up, if you can see it on there, but it's a little above my line. I'm not really liking it, especially with roots growing out of the bottom. So we're going to go with that. Make sure that the root doesn't get squashed or anything. Pop it back in nice and gently. This guy needs a little bit. Actually, this guy needs a little bit here. Because if you can see that, that one is all shriveled up. Does not look like it's trying to live. This soil is, well, it looks dry. But I did water it earlier today, trying to hopefully bring it back from the dead. Give that a go. You can see how dry that soil really is, because it does not want to drop down. It's just slowly sinking in. Alright, we'll let that go. We'll come back to it later. Little tiny little guy. It's got a little bit of soil on the bottom, so let's give it a little extra because it's tiny. Another little tiny guy, little tiny bit left in the bottom. Because it's little. My 3 true leaf pod here, or plant. That guy needs a little bit of water. This guy does not look so good. I don't know if that's showing up or not, but that's my habanero. I just transplanted. It was nice and tall, probably, I don't know, almost to the top of the cup, and it just kind of like bent over and like curling under and all that stuff. So I'm guessing that's because it's brand new, barely any water in the very, very bottom of the reservoir. Actually, let's dump that out. So let's go ahead and give this guy a decent amount of liquid in here. Hopefully that will make it to the actual plant. And let's see, who else do we got? Oh man, all kind of stuff all over this. Don't want that. And that gets in between the 2 cups and keeps it from seating all the way in the bottom, which you want it to seat all the way at the bottom at the beginning, not once they get where the roots are popping out like that other guy over there. And last guy here. And go ahead and do a half decent amount. That's pretty new guy there. Let's see, this one, oh, this one definitely needed some liquid. Look at that water jumping out of there and everything. Like I said, just kind of giving it a spin, not really trying to push it down or anything. Come back to the beginning. Yeah, that guy's perfect. This one just about perfect. Hopefully it'll sit down once it gets there. Good. This one, I'm giving it a little, and again, I filled this one a little bit high, so I'm just kind of giving this one a little bit of a push here, just because that'll push the water up in, and the excess that comes up in between the 2 cups, it will fall back down and get soaked back up by the soil. But I want it to soak up this, all of the Masterblend. This guy seems to be okay. This guy's going to need a little bit, so is this guy. Oh, this one's got a lot of grit. You can feel it when you're spinning it. So, I want this guy to go a little bit. That's good enough. And let's make sure this guy's A-okay. I can feel the water coming up the sides of the 2 containers there. But that should be A-okay. Nothing's leaking out. There we go. That's A-okay, I guess. I need to add a little bit of water over here. Oh, wow. It is completely empty, actually. Oh, that's funny. So this guy just needs to get out of there. So let me go ahead and pull the roots. Pop them right in the cup because I'm just going to get rid of that guy. And how much do I have in there? Nothing. Ow. Actually, you want to see? Check this out. I don't want to get the plant up in the light. But look at this. So we've got a mixture of brand new white, beautiful looking roots, as well as some old crappy roots from when it was outside in the greenhouse. Let me get over there. There we go. Alright, so I'm going to need get some plant life out of here. Can't see it all, but I use it all. How much is in there? That's about 1/3 of the container, so that's not that bad. But the thing that's bad is now I'm out of Masterblend. I have to water the indoor pepper plants that are on the, yeah, they're all indoor pepper plants. But I have to go ahead and water the plants that are on the kitchen window. So, I guess I'll show you once again how I do my Masterblend. Why not? I didn't do it fully in the first part of the video, so I might as well go ahead and do that with this one. Look at that, I just spilled a little bit of that liquid out of there. Come on, man. There we go. So, hopefully, that will take, if you look at that, you can actually see some of the soil moving. That's because the water's coming up from the bottom and it's kind of floating the soil a little bit, which is kind of what I want, because this is, I don't think this guy's going to make it, do you? But I just kind of want to make sure that that guy has the best chance that it can to actually make it. So, all right, yeah, my cheat sheet. But anyway, yeah, all right, I'm gonna go mix up some more Masterblend. So I'll show you that in just 1 second. All right, back out here again, my gallon container, I don't know, that's not a third, that's not a quarter, I don't know what that is, a fifth, something like that. Hot water, make sure it's nice and hot. Get my scale started, Masterblend opened. Let's go for this stuff. Oops. By the way, I'm using a half tablespoon, if that makes any difference to you. Make sure my scale's evened out. 2.3. I also like to go ahead and move my stuff around on the scale, make sure that it's actually giving me a good accurate reading. 3.0, usually pretty good. Alright, sweet. So this mix will be 3 grams Masterblend. Don't need that anymore. I'm not getting ready to put them away because I think I might have to do it another mix up of some Masterblend after this one. Kalnai. What do I want to go with Kalnai? 2.5. And 2.5. Perfect. So this, and again, I mix up my Masterblend however I feel like it whenever I do it. So the first time, I think it was like 2.7 on Kalnai. This time's 2.5. I just, whatever. Just do whatever you feel like, man. Mess around with stuff. You never know how it's going to turn out. And my magnesium sulfide. Usually I only go to 2. That's 2.1. 2. Perfect. Right on the dot. That. Bang. And I love having anything, whatever you got, tin foil, parchment paper like this. I've used this parchment paper for so long. There's residue all over this thing. I have no clue what's going on with that. But yeah, not too bad. And again, hot water is what I like to start off with. Give that sucker a good shake. Man, that definitely is some hot water. And now, whew, that should be good and mixed. Look down in. Yeah, I don't see anything floating inside. So now it's time to fill that up with cold water. And as we've been waiting for so long, now it's time to go ahead and make some changes. And we're going to move some of these kitchen peppers and move them into the grow room. So join me, won't you? Alrighty, we're back here inside the grow room here. Double checking. Oh wait. Okay, no, we should be A-okay then. Alright, I was just double checking water level. Water level is obviously right to here. The cup probably comes to about right here. And I think this guy I want to put in there, right? Not really the best of roots here, right? But not too bad on the top, except for looking like it's been dead for quite a while. So I'm going to go ahead, drop this guy right in there. Of course, it's going to be a pain and want to be all up in the lights. So I'm going to back it up just slightly, ever so slightly. Alright, and I had little, what are these? Just nylon spacers that you would use for, you know, screws or whatever. I had those in the bottom. And this one right here, my, these are my 2 ghosts, right? Yeah, okay. That was my pink tiger with my sugar rush now. And these 2 both are my ghost peppers, which were both from the kitchen window. So, as you can see, they're very spindly and everything. Not looking the best. So, put this over here against the wall so it doesn't fall over. So let's check out, and again, you can see how droopy it is. That's how bad I let my plants get before I actually water them. I guess you're over there. I'm over here. Okay, maybe now you can see. But you can see how droopy the plant is. Very droopy. Not this part right here. That's just extra growth. But look at the leaves itself. They're all like very droopy, looking like it's dying and stuff. So we'll go ahead, drop this guy right in here. Oh yeah, roots made it right in the water. Make sure they made it in there nice and good. Oh yeah. Actually, I didn't make it all the way to the very bottom of the container, so that should be a-okay. Grab my other little, special little guy. This guy, gigantic. Jeez, oh man. It's like right up in the camera and everything. So, make sure I stretch out its roots. Oops. Stretch out, not pull out. Put that on in there, and that should be a-okay as well. And that's the only thing that sucks about not watering them as much as you should be, is the leaves will want to stick to all the other leaves. So I'm going to go ahead, stick this guy under here. Actually, I think part of this I should probably trim off. But for right now, I'm not going to do it. I'm going to let it go ahead, get back to, you know, looking healthy and stuff like that. It's actually a little bit too close to the light. Not that it matters, it's fluorescent. It's really not hot at all, so it shouldn't burn my plant. Probably will. But actually, look at this. I'm just going to go ahead, do one of these kind of moves right here, and fold the plant over on itself. There we go. And then this stuff can just hang out here for right now. What the heck? Yeah, everything else looks pretty good. Got some flowers over here. Is that going to fall off? Oh, it's not. Okay, well, maybe that will actually do something. But there we go. Look at that. I just made the kitchen peppers move, and now they are all out here under the grow light instead of out there under the kitchen. Well, the light in the kitchen. Go ahead and give a little bit of watering from the top for the very first time in a long time. I'm only doing that because I'm kind of lazy. I don't feel like pulling the cup out. It's pretty much all the way through. Normally I hate top watering, but I don't think at this point it's really going to make any difference. Oh, look at that. Extra leaf. Actually, stick with that. Let's go ahead. Just add here. I'm going to go not to the bottom of the cup, but close to the bottom of the cup. This one, actually, I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit too. Not much. That one has some long roots, the pink tiger over there. So that one should be a-okay. So now I'm practically out of Masterblend again. I still need to water the Reaper and the Mako Cuckoo that are in the kitchen. So I'm going to go mix up some Masterblend and give those guys some water. But there you have it. That was me mixing up some Masterblend, feeding, moving the plants I've been saying that I'm going to move for quite a while. Now they're actually moved. Pink Tiger over there with the Sugar Rush Peach, which now has pods and everything like that. And now we have the two Ghosts in here as well. I'm going to wait until this bounces back before I actually go ahead and trim up any of this, because all this extra stuff that's hanging all over the place that, I don't know, kind of not necessary. Maybe I should trim it back. Growth like this right over here, maybe that is worth, actually growing and not the spindly stuff. So, look, no. I was going to say, look, that's another leaf that needs to come off because it's gone. But no, it's just suffering because I didn't water it. So, but anyway, that was it, man. That was me watering my plants, and, haven't done one of those kind of videos ever, I don't think. So I figured I'd go ahead and throw that out there and just show off my plants and everything. Alright, well that's it for this. I mean, like I said, I've been saying I'm going to have these ghost peppers, these two from the kitchen window, and that pink tiger over here, moved into the grow room. Bang, it's done. Pink tiger has joined the Sugar Rush, which, by the way, just toot my own horn here. We've got 1, 2, 3 pods right here already forming. One down there, like I said already. And where was the other one? There was another one because I had 5 total. I don't know where it is. I think this ghost is getting in the way here. But yeah, I've got a few more pods starting to form on that. So I figured maybe that luck would rub off on the ghost peppers over here and the pink tiger. So, but that's how I mix up my Masterblend. Like I said, I don't have a standard of how I mix up my Masterblend. I usually just kind of go with whatever I feel like at the time. Sometimes it's 3 Masterblend, 3 Kalnai, and 2 Epsom salt. Sometimes it's 3, 2.5, 2. Sometimes it's 3, 2, 2. All depends on how I feel. But I've got just a little bit left here, and I need to water the Mako Cuckoo, which is completely out of water out there. And I gotta make sure that Reaper has some water. So I'm gonna go mix up yet another batch of Masterblend, and I don't think you guys need to see that 3 times in a video. So yeah, thanks for hanging out with me and checking out my plants and everything and how I water. We'll check these guys out again in a few more days just to see if that guy over there makes it, which doesn't look like it. Maybe my watering will actually help it. That guy over there and that Sugar Rush over there, see if they actually make it. Who the heck knows? We don't know. But yeah, thanks for hanging out with me. As always, go down in the comments section. Make sure you check out the comments. Leave a comment yourself. Not just for me. I love the comments, but I ask everybody to leave a comment for everybody else. And I ask everybody else to go down in the comment section, find someone new, and subscribe up to that person, and go check out their videos. They probably make way better videos than me. And subscribe up to them. Make sure you hit the thumbs up on all their videos. Tons of comments and all that fun stuff. Make sure you support those guys if they're on the Patreon and all that other fun stuff. Also, if you want to catch me on any of the speaking of the Patreon, if you want to catch me on any of the social media type stuff, you can find me on patreon.com/RevToastTV. I'm not very good at it, and I barely use it. I'm on the Instagram.com/RevToastTV. I'm also on Twitter, and I think I've been saying this wrong. I'm not on Twitter at RevToastTV. I'm on Twitter at twitter.com/RevTo. Also, I've got the mystery Amazon link down below. Don't forget to check out the live streams Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. We just switched it to 9 o'clock. That way Charles can actually make it to work on time and, not have to get like 3 hours of sleep. And he can actually get 4 hours of sleep now. So, yeah, do all that fun stuff. Check out all that fun, happy social media stuff down below. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up if you like the video. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you're new. And I will catch you. Yeah, do all that fun, happy social media stuff, man. Let's get this thing working. And I will catch y'all in the next video. So, till then, later.